We had a discussion about someone who came into town, came from abroad, had a lot of money, needed to invest in real estate. But because he was not informed, and because there were houses around there, beautiful duplexes and all that, he went ahead, saw the land, bought it, only for him to get to the department or get to the professionals, and then he was told that the land was not for residential, it was for commercial. Some persons will just say, okay, I want my house to be like this, to be situated in this direction. I want this space in the front because I enjoy luxury of space when I drive into my house. But there are standards, okay? Yeah, there are standards. 6 meters, for residential, 6 meters front setback, and then of course 3 meters side and all that.
This is not a Chechukwu with simple or difficult. We're going to be talking about pre-planning approval inquiries. It is basically the inquiry you make to the town planners, okay, for them to give you information about what you can do on a piece of land and what you can't do on a piece of land. Because all the land in the city basically have been planned and they have set out the use of those land, the density of those land. So if you are going to do something on the land, you need information as to what you can and cannot do. So today we are going to be having discussions with a seasoned town planner, okay, somebody that actually has experience in the business. So he'll be telling us about the concept of pre-planning approval. So if this is something you want to know more about, don't go anywhere. Sit tight. Please, can you please tell us your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Timothy Bono. I'm a town planner by profession. Yeah.
So you already know what we're discussing today. We are talking about pre-planning approval inquiries. So please, can you explain the concept of a pre-planning approval inquiry and how it fits into the overall application process?
So before making an application or before making submission for building plans approvals, you only require to get to know the land use of the plots you are making submission for, or you'll be making submission for. And then if it is residential, if it is commercial, if it is whatever land use, the information will actually be given to you. And then if it is residential, of course, you have to know the density too. If it is high density, if it is low density, if it is medium density, and all that. So to guide you in making your designs and all that. So, but the procedures are you actually apply formally to the Department of Development Control. You write an application, asking them to furnish you with that information that you need before you actually make your submission. So every necessary information will be given on to you, and then that will now guide you when you are making plans or you are preparing to make the actual applications.
Okay, so is there like a timeline, how long it normally takes, or
Now, usually there are no time. There are no timeline.
from when you apply to when you get the reply from the authorities?
There's actually no timeline, but everything being equal, it's not supposed to take too long because your application is specific. You're asking specific questions, okay? And then if you're asking specific questions, once you submit that application in the office, they send it to the director because you are directing the application to the director of the department. So the director sends it to the district officer. District officers will send it to the site officer. Site officer will now furnish you with that information, and it goes back through that same channel from back to the district officer, the district officer back to the director, and then the director will now make the information available for you, in pen and paper. Then you come to the office. Sometimes if you make application, you put your phone number so that they can easily reach you. And then so everything being equal, it's just supposed to take longer time.
So how do you ensure that the feedback that you give to the applicants, the people that applied for the information, how do you ensure that those feedback that you give them are incorporated into the formal when they are not coming for the main submission? Is there a way you track them to see what they're doing, or is it when they now bring it that you?
No, there are no. The department has nothing to do with coming up to follow up or track you to see if information that were given to you before you make your plan preparations and or before you make your applications for bidding plan. They don't have that. There's no. I don't think there's any point to do that. All they need to do is once you make your submission, there's a vetting process. The vetting process will now check, or double check to see if you are actually in line with the standards. There are standards for everything, yeah? Yeah, and then once your drawings are submitted to the department, or once your applications is submitted, it goes through a whole lot of process, and then they check every step by step to see if whatever you have applied, I mean, if whatever you have drawn or you have submitted is in line with the standards of the department.
I want us to talk more on the pre-application inquiry, how it helps to ensure compliance with the regulatory requirements and guidelines.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a lot because it will help you, the applicant, to have the information at hand or to have the information before making the proper application. Okay, it will also help you to reduce mistakes, or probably let me not use mistakes. It will inform you to know the basic things that are required. Okay, before you make your plan preparations.
Like oversight, things you may not have thought of.
Yeah, things you may not have thought. Probably some persons will just say, okay, I want my house to be like this, to be situated in this direction. I want this space in the front because I enjoy luxury of space when I drive into my house. But there are standards. Okay. Yeah, there are standards. 6 meters, for residential, 6 meters front setback, and then of course 3 meters side and all that. So some persons will say, no, I don't want my building to be too close to the gate or to the fence. I like my building to be at the extreme end of the house or in one corner and all that, And then that way you also be informed on how many parkings you would need in your drawings. Okay. If it's a low density, they'll tell you the number of parkings you need. If it's high density, they'll tell you because by family. Okay. If it is a block of flats of probably 6 families, every flat requires 2 parking lots, or every family requires 2 parking lots. So all this information you will get. So by the time you are now making your preparations or your plans, to be easier for you to just, get it right.
Okay. I don't know if you can provide a real life example of a situation where a pre-application inquiry led to a successful outcome of a project.
Okay. Um, I remember there was a time we had a discussion about someone who came into town, came from abroad, had a lot of money, needed to invest in real estate, but because he was not informed, he, family and friends, they came around. Okay, you want to do real estate? I have this beautiful land in Maitama. You can buy and just do your stuff, And because there were houses around there, beautiful duplexes and all that, he went ahead, saw the land, bought it, only for him to get to the department or get to the professionals, and then when he made his submission, he brought his drawings to make submission because to apply for building plan. He was told that the land was not for residential; it was for commercial. So, but if he had done that inquiry initially, okay, he would have been guided, and then he would know that no. Even though the land is well situated, it's beautiful, he doesn't need to buy it because it is not meant for the purpose which he wants to put it into use. So that's
He would have saved his money.
yeah, you have saved his money, saved his time, and all that. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I think that is it for this. this. So if there is any summary or closing remark you want to make about the importance and the reason why we should do it, or if there's something else you want to add, what people do in real practice about this the concept of pre-planning approval inquiry. This is like
Okay. Even though we have said most of the things, but I want to encourage people out there to take these things very serious. Okay, because these are the things that can lead you into loss of resources. If you don't have those informations. People just wake up in the morning. They just care to. I mean, they just because they have the resources, they love the property, they just buy, and then by the time they want to have it done, I mean, to build exactly what they have in mind, it becomes a problem. And thereby, you see them coming back and saying they want to do change of land use and all that. But there's a master plan, okay? There's a master plan, and people must respect the master plan. People must do things according to how the city has been designed, okay? That way, we'll have sanity in the city. We'll have, orderliness in the city. But when you don't have all these informations at hand, or when you don't go in to make all these inquiries, you are bound to do the wrong thing. Probably, you get yourself into trouble because this is what you want, but you can't get it because you didn't have the right information at hand or at early stage. So that's basically
Thank you
it.
so much, sir.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you for educating us in your wealth of
You're welcome.
information.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, the following minimum information must be submitted for all pre-planning inquiries. First is the name, address, and the contact phone numbers of the applicant. Okay, number or numbers depending on what you want to do. Then the second is the address or location of the site. You have to add the full address. That's the location of the site. Okay, the third one is the site location map, minimum of 1:2,500 scale. Okay, it shouldn't be smaller than that, otherwise it will not be legible, it will not be visible to the people that are viewing it. Okay, now you have to declare your legal interest. That's the next thing you need to add. The next information you need to put while making pre-planning inquiries is you have to declare your legal interest and say, are you the owner? Are you about to buy it? Okay, are you the developer? Whatever it is, okay, just ensure that you put it. What is in it for you? Why are you making this inquiry? Okay, now this is where you now make the inquiry. You now add a clear and detailed description of the proposed development. Okay, the nature of the inquiry and any additional supporting information as necessary, including photographs, sketches, and preliminary drawings. If any of these information I mentioned now are omitted, okay, the pre-planning inquiry shall be returned. It should be noted that the pre-planning request should relate to a specific proposal for the land in question. Okay, those that are speculative in the sense that they refer to land or properties with the applicant requesting advice in general, together with queries relating to sites that are up for auction and seeking advice for development potentials for their land, cannot be dealt with by the planning authorities. Okay, if you have any land you want to buy, you want to know, should I buy or should I not buy? What is this? Those type of issues are not going to be dealt with, by the planning authorities. The planning authority does not consider it appropriate, nor has the resources to deal with such queries. And the applicant should consult the relevant development plans or seek appropriate professional advice. Okay, but now you don't really have to do this. Okay, you don't, especially when you are doing a small scale development. Okay, this advice may be given via telephone call. If you have a contact in the planning authorities, you can get these inquiries through phone call, correspondence, or email. It's not always necessary to write this application, okay, pre-planning or hold a pre-planning meeting, okay, but it is important that you do so, especially when you are doing a very high-end project, like very massive project, so that you have it written down, because when issues that may arise will arise. Okay, you have something to back you up that, okay, actually we made inquiries and this is what we are giving. Okay, and then It will help come to an agreement or solution quicker that way, because at least you made an inquiry before you embark on your project. All right, I hope you enjoyed that session. I hope you learned a lot. Okay, this is actually the first of many videos to come in this series where we'll tell you the things you need to do to be able to successfully start and finish a project in architecture. All right, we are going to be having other discussions on, the main approval stage, what you are going to submit, everything you need to be able to be in the right standing with the authorities, so you don't have your buildings demolished, or you see somebody coming to your building to mark red and asking to stop work, and that is a lot of wahala. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, if you did, please give us a like. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. We'll be dropping videos like this, going forward every week. Okay, not only subscribing, hit the notification button so you don't miss any of our future content. All right, I will see you in my next video.